What's going on, y'all? Another episode Speaks and Sip. The Aaron Elijah here. I got O and Philosopher in the building with me. Here we are. It's been a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
They ain't see the trifecta in a while, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just us sitting up here. Okay, hold on. We gonna, what is it? Injuries, stretching, recovery?
Yeah.
That's what we getting into today. So we're
Yeah.
gonna get into those three things. We gonna let you guys know the good, the bad, the indifferent. To be honest, the person that we need to put on the hot seat first is O.
No.
So
Dealing with injuries.
this
Yeah.
motherfucker, right? So we gonna touch base on injuries. O basically went on vacation.
Yep.
You know, he thought he was living a whole nother life, doing his thing. He came back.
I almost became a Dominican citizen.
You know, came back trying to do the same weight that he been doing. He was squatting.
More weight.
What? Okay, hold on. Before vacay, what weight were you at?
I was at 365 squat.
Okay, 365 on a squat.
Yeah.
You came back from vacay. You attempted
395.
395.
I did. So I worked my way up. I was only squatting that day. So I worked my way up. I got to 365 for 5. And I was like, okay, I feel good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm moving. Then I hit 385 for 2.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I'm all right. So I'm like, I'm standing at the rack and I'm like, should I go for 395? just to see. If I fail, I fail. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
If I bail out, I'll be good. And I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Put on 395. Everything was good. My depth was good.
Okay.
But when on the way back up, tore a muscle pulled the muscle. I ain't tear it. Pulled a muscle in my groin and laid on the floor for about 45 minutes in screaming agony and pain.
Yo. So, okay. Damn. Okay, so 395. So you said you kind of already gave it. When you hit 365, you felt good. Like,
Yeah,
you was
yeah.
like, all right, the motion felt the same, everything, you're breathing, everything?
It was actually better because
Okay.
when I worked out probably once or twice while I was on vacay.
Okay.
So the rest and recovery definitely, helped me out because my depth was a lot more than what it was before I left.
Okay.
Because I was just going at it, just trying to hit that 365.
Yeah.
So to hit 365 for 5, I only hit 365 for 1
Before vacay.
So I
okay.
hit 365 for 5. This time I'm like, oh, I'm moving weight.
I would have felt the same way. Then I would have been like, all right, let me test.
Yeah, I was feeling myself. I was feeling myself till I wasn't.
Yo, so the video is crazy.
Yo,
So
the video is insane.
So you go down, you get the depth. You're like right under the bar, right
Right.
under the guards.
Right.
He gets right under the guards, and then you attempt to go back up.
Yeah, so when I was on my way back up, I'm halfway back up, and my groin just feels like somebody was pulling it apart.
And your shit just gave out.
Yeah, my leg was like,
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? My leg gave out. I rolled forward, threw the weight forward, and just laid on the floor until I got medical attention.
He had too much fun. This man
Nah,
came back.
man, I was feeling
just
myself.
ease into it. You know what I'm saying?
I was
Yeah,
feeling
Playboy.
myself.
It's
I
crazy.
had to. It's a complex because I felt
That's
like
for sure.
I missed out by going on vacation, and then when I came back, I was moving stuff, but I wasn't moving it the same. But I was slightly stronger,
Yeah.
so I was testing my limit, and that's when
It just didn't go.
I
Okay.
broke.
There's nothing wrong with that. I think people do that a lot, though, too. But that's a classic example of like not trying to clown, but what not to do. You know what I'm saying? But
To each his own.
Yeah, but what not to do. So to touch on that, like you hit the 365.
Mm-hmm.
So like numbers wise, when you get to a certain number, like let's say 365 and you hit 5.
Yeah.
But the question is now did you stop at 365 or did you like fatigue at 365?
What do you mean?
So like when you got to the 365, when the fourth, the fifth rep, was it like a fifth rep was like okay, like or was your tied like
The
5?
the fifth was a fatigue. I'm not gonna front. The fifth was like you there, but I had to put a little more
Into it.
it.
Okay. So that's your body like almost telling you, like, you know, we talk a lot about, like, as far as how, like, people always want to know how to progressively overload. Not saying that you don't.
Right.
Because you was feeling good. So that's what probably more than likely Outer did too.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, once you get to that 5, now it's like, okay, you fatigue that 5. The next whatever number you decide to go to, typically is add about 20 more pounds.
Basically,
So now it's like, okay, I'm gonna do 3.
Yeah.
Once you get to the 3, now remember, you're going to your 1 rep max.
Right.
But you got to consider all that load that you put on prior to that to go up to the max now. So now let's say, for instance, you did the 135, 225, 275.
Yeah, 275.
295, 315. 335, 365. That's a lot of. That's a lot of.
You
weight.
did a lot all beforehand.
That's a lot.
But because I only squatted, and that was my thing. Like, y'all know how I work out. Like, I put in work. So I only came there to squat just to see where I was at because I was trying something different. My problem is with me is that I take longer, and it's not a bad thing, but for me, I take longer to move weight than I should.
So what do you mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So you want me to swing?
Yeah.
Okay. So I take out of a fear of injury.
Okay.
I'll hold back on moving weight that I know I probably could push. So me doing the 365 for 5 was a testament of, okay, I have it. So if I move up in weight, what's my 1 rep max? I normally don't do that.
Right.
So that's something that I'm trying to work out within myself, like figuring out what is my 1 rep max when it comes to certain stuff.
Right.
And y'all know, like, I had knee problems when it came to squatting last year.
Yeah.
Right.
I had, excuse me, I wasn't squatting any
At
before
one point,
the year before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't put myself in that space of what is my 1 rep max. So that was me trying to find out what my 1 rep max was, but gravity told me what it was.
So does that count?
Nah, I don't count. It don't count. It don't count. You see the video? It don't count.
Right? So, all right. So hold on. How long was your rest?
I did a 3-minute rest in between sets.
3-minute rest. Okay.
Yeah,
So I think that's something that's important as well.
Yeah, because I know I wasn't getting off the squat rack. Like I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'll go do leg press and some other stuff. But I was like, you know what? I already been here for an hour and a half. I might as well just finish out. Figuring out what my max is. But I mean, it happens. I've hurt myself in this damn gym so many times, it's not even funny. So it ain't my first time.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
That gym is not too good.
What about you, Kev? You what injuries have you had, or do you?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, my QL, which was my lower back.
Okay.
And then frozen shoulder on the left shoulder. So the frozen shoulder happened like when I took off a week, and I call that bodycation. Okay, so just remember who coined that phrase.
Here we go.
Philosopher.
What are we 10 minutes in?
Bodycation.
He's starting shit. Okay.
Bodycation is basically giving your body a break from working out for a week. Everyone's supposed to do it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it like this, as a trainer, if I'm telling you to do it as a client, you're paying me.
Yeah.
My objective is to get you in there as much as I can.
Facts.
So if I'm telling you to take off a week from working out, that should say something to you like, wait a minute, hold on. That means I'm not just trying to get your money.
Right.
I'm not trying to rob you. So the whole purpose of the bodycation is to give your body a break from working out because your body experiences a lot of trauma.
Right.
But the thing is, when you come back after that bodycation, you just strong. You everything just feels light.
That's a fact.
So it's like you start pushing more weight, but the thing is, the first week you should go slow, gradual.
Yeah.
Do what you did for the prior week.
Right.
Then the next week, get into it, getting those high numbers.
New number, yeah.
So my dumb ass, I put the 165 for the clean and press. You know what I'm saying? 135 was going up like easy, 10, everything. I was like, yeah, I got this. Put the what is it? 145, 155. I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely got this. 165. Put it on there. The third one, I was like, and I put it right down. I said, you know what? Let me leave this alone. And ever since then, the shoulder to this day still bothers me, but I work through it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Treatment, whatever, physical therapy, whatever, or my own therapy, philosopher therapy.
Yeah, of course. No. What else would it be? What else would it be?
But I try to do a lot of self rehab, and that comes from just educating myself.
Right.
Because if something happens to me, it's like, okay, I know I could go pay someone to help me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I'm paying them to help me, I still want to ask questions and learn for myself too, and also because I never know, somebody down the line might experience that same injury, and I could add the value and be like, okay, do this,
Right.
do this, you know. So that's what it just comes down to. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So okay. Damn. So how long did that injury put you out for? Would you say during that
What,
time?
the frozen shoulder?
Yeah.
It didn't necessarily put me out, but I couldn't do the numbers that I did. So
Okay.
I would learn how to work around it.
Okay.
So let's say, for instance, like the clean and press, I wouldn't do the clean and press no more.
Yeah.
I would do like a seated shoulder press, but then I'll put the bench back at a slight angle,
Okay.
which takes emphasis off of the joint, the delts, off of the joint. So now it's just, because it comes down to like a true shoulder press, like the one that's in there, like the hammer strength.
Yes, yeah.
So that's a true shoulder press, you know. So it's just me figuring out how to work around these ailments and these injuries, because when you're working out, ailments and injuries is going to be one of the things that's going to happen.
Yo, it's routine.
Routine. You just got to know how to get around it. But then also too, I guess for me personally, like a trainer, a lot of times I'm training so many people that by the time, and I'm paying so much attention to them, by the time I get to me, I just want to get a workout in and get the hell out.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
not paying attention to what I'm advice that I'm giving. And that's what happens. That's what happened even with this with the QL. But I rehab that by doing a lot of stretching, a lot of core work, a lot of glute work, just self rehab. Now I'm back up to the 315, the 365. And then, you know, like sometimes even like using as an example, like when I hit the 365, I know I could go up, but I'm like, in my mind, like, what the fuck am I lifting this heavy weight for?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not no
Yeah.
more. Like, okay, I would maintain the 315.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, let me stop at the 315. But then I got to the 365. It felt good knowing I could do it and how far I come back. Because at one point, I couldn't squat even 135.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And then the other day, deadlifting the 405, I couldn't even deadlift. I couldn't even pick nothing up. So here I'm training clients, and like, say for instance, like clients that can lift heavy, and I gotta get the 70-pound dumbbells. I'm like, yo, listen, it was traumatizing. I would look at it.
Shit.
I'm like working out while I'm like,
Basically.
okay, brace your core, keep everything tight, grab the dumbbells, walk. And people ask me, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, all right. And then when you gotta put it down,
Yeah.
that
That
pain.
stretch.
that
Yep.
pain, but then learning from that and then watching all those videos and self-rehab and rehabbing. Now it's like, okay, well, I'm at a certain point, it's like, do I need to lift all this heavy stuff?
Yeah,
or
nah.
do I need to just maintain what I have
Right.
and every once in a while go heavy? So that's the approach that I'm taking now. Every once in a while, I'm gonna go heavy. I'm not just gonna go heavy every single week. You know, 1 week might be heavy, 1 week light. Or 2 weeks light,
Yeah.
or moderate, the next week heavy. Just like that. I'm
Yeah,
not
not me.
going heavy, because I'm not 20 no more. You understand what I'm
Not
saying?
me.
Yeah, I'm not 20 no more.
If
Yeah.
he dies, he dies.
Yo. Yo.
Now, you know what's crazy though?
What up? What up?
Before I went on vacation,
Yeah.
he spot me on a box squat.
Okay.
405.
It was 405, right?
405,
Yeah.
yeah.
405.
Yeah.
That's what had me like
That's
mentally
crazy.
fucked up.
And you had 5.
He went on
Yeah.
vacation.
I did 5.
He was holding that memory, and he was like, "I'm gonna get this."
But a regular squat is different.
Yeah, that's way different.
But that's the same thing. I did a box squat. He watched me do the box squat,
Yeah.
a 365.
Yeah.
No problem. He's like, you don't even need me. I don't know why you called me over here. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I just gotta be sure.
You just gotta be sure. Yeah.
The next week, I did a regular squat of 365 for
That
5.
was good, yeah.
So I'm thinking, you know, like I'm psyching myself up. Like, yeah, I gotta have it because I box squatted 405 for 5.
Exactly,
So I know
yeah.
I could get 395 once, but that's ego also. So
That's a fact. It depending how you was feeling that day. You could have
Yeah.
been feeling a little bit more, you know?
Yeah.
So and then like when you went back to do it, you was probably more in your head because you did it before. So
Right.
now your head is really doing the talking. You like, yo, I got it in my head, but then your body is not braced for what's really about to happen. Like,
right,
what's
I put
going
Lil
on.
Jon on and everything. It didn't work.
It did-
Word, John, I hear that one. Wow.
Oh, D.
Nah, crunk music, bro.
Yeah, I'd be scared to get injured. I ain't gonna lie. I think for me, the only thing I really had so far was like the wrist injury that I
Yeah,
had.
yeah.
So like that's when I started. My numbers started going up for the bench, and I think I started getting to like. I think that's when I first got to like 275. That's when I started feeling the pressure on my wrist. But at that time, I weighed less as well too.
Right,
so I
right.
was doing like it felt like more weight for my weight.
Yeah.
If that makes sense at that time. So I'm not understanding how much pressure is going to feel like. I'm doing 225 all the time. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is light. Like,
Right.
whatever. I'm throwing on quarters. I'm skipping 10s and 5s and shit.
Right.
I'm like, man, fuck the 10s and the
Yeah.
5s. Like,
Go big,
you
go
get what
home.
I'm saying? So I was like, all right, let me throw a 25 on there and see how it feel. I was doing it at first, and I was like, I was getting a groove, a little struggle, but I'm like, okay, cool. Then after a while, as I started doing it, like the pressure from the wrist, just trying to hold the bar, it started getting to me. So I was like, yo, I got to start doing that. But then I got tight because as I started gradually getting better with my back workouts, I was doing bent over rows. I can't hold the bar properly, or RDLs too on legs. So I'm like, nah, hold on. So now I got to wrist wrap this shit. I'm like, yo, this shit hurt. What's funny is if I could find the video, there's a video where I attempted 315 for the bent over row. My wrist was still shit though. I ain't gonna lie. So that was me ego, I guess, a little bit. I was like, yo,
Did
fuck
you do it?
I did it for like 5 or some shit like that. I forget the number.
Yeah.
3 to 5, something like that. And I
Yeah.
was like, okay, not the best form, but I did it. But boy, I was nervous for my goddamn wrist. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like that was probably the biggest thing. And then after that, I just fell back. I was like, yo, I'm content with my numbers. I'm good. Let me chill out.
Right.
I waited for a while. Once my wrist got good, then that's when I was able to hit the 315. And then like the rows became kind of normal. Like I'm not gonna consistently row 315
Because it's insane.
it
Right.
doesn't
It
make
makes
sense.
sense.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
But I would
insane.
stay at the 225 and it just kind of move.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was the biggest thing for me. That was the biggest scare. I was like, nah,
Yeah,
man.
get an injury, bro. So
Nah, fuck that, man.
I think
It'll be all right.
the main thing is to be functional.
Yeah.
So it's like I want to walk around pain free, even when I'm deadlifting, squatting.
Yeah.
No knee wraps, none of that stuff like that. I wear the wrist wraps, you know what I'm saying, because it makes me feel sexy, makes my arms look mad bigger. So I like the wrist wraps and shit.
the wrist wrap make your arm feel big?
Yeah, it makes my
Not
arm
the
feel
weights?
big. Not the
You know
weights.
why? Because it suffocates.
It's going
all the
as small as
yeah,
possible.
It's just as small
This
as
is right here.
possible. So it makes the frame of his bicep look larger than what it really.
Nah, but like
loses
today,
circulation
no,
in his wrist.
I could curl. I could curl 65 on the preacher bench, one arm,
Yeah, talk your shit.
115,
No, you
115. I know I'm not.
No, you can't.
You want to bet something on that?
Preacher curl.
Preacher curl,
One
65.
arm,
One
a
arm,
65 pound
65
dumbbell. Yo, come on, bro. We're not doing this today.
Okay, I'm just saying.
We got a new feng shui.
Listen,
We got a
hold
new
on, hold
set.
on, hold on.
Yo, you're not about to come up here live, bro.
Okay, listen to this, right? This is,
not doing it.
check this
We're
out,
not
right?
doing this today.
Check this out. So today I'm doing biceps, triceps.
Okay.
So I started with the 45, light, 15. First I started with the 90.
40.
You said
45 light.
preacher curl, bro.
Preacher
Yeah,
curl. Listen
preacher-
to what I'm saying. First I started with the barbell. With
Just
the,
just in case y'all don't know what a preacher girl is, just understand this. We gonna show a video, but
I'm gonna record it.
okay, all right. So we gonna have the
You
footage for it.
said preacher curl dumbbell single arm.
65.
You're lying.
Listen,
lying.
I did 10 with the 55.
All right, bro.
I did 10 with the. It don't look like it, right? It don't look like it because
the look ain't got nothing to do with it.
don't look like
The
you
look
could
ain't
do
got nothing to
60
do with it.
don't look
Let's
like
not
you
about
could
to
do
do
60
that.
reps.
You're
Let's
not
be
about
real.
to do
Let's
that.
be real. See now,
Nah, you're not about to do
now
that.
you got me in my bag. The reason why.
Trying to gaslight.
No, there ain't no gaslighting. This is
Trying
real
to
shit.
gaslight.
It's
Now
real
listen-
light.
No,
Yeah.
this is
It's real
exactly.
gas.
Doesn't look like it, right?
So okay. So you remember. Okay, so let's get back to the injury. Right? Let's get back to the injury. Because somebody wanted to copy.
Yo, okay.
Mr.
Copy.
365.
Say
When
less.
you said 365. Copy.
Okay.
So before you went on vacation, remember what I told you? I said, yo, I'm gonna hit that 400. So I know you had that in your brain, like this.
No,
motherfucker
no,
going-
I'm not. Small things to a giant.
Oh,
You dig?
okay,
Small
okay.
things to a giant.
Talk that gangster stuff.
Yo, nigga said copy and immediately started training for
Training for legs.
Yo,
Nah.
immediately-
Nah, what happened was, I did the shit before he posted the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
You
posted the video of him doing the same shit. I said, copy. He sent me a laughing emoji because he know why I said that shit. So then I post a video of me doing a regular squat because he did a box squat.
Yeah.
I did a regular
Tell him he
squat.
did a box squat, right?
I did
You
the
real-
regular
you did-
squat
Okay,
of
so-
365.
Let's talk this gangster stuff. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't got nothing else to say other than you lying.
Okay. Well, it's called like they got 5% as a group. They be like show and prove. So I got to show and prove you.
Yeah,
It's no problem.
Or you
It's nothing.
lying by omission.
Listen what I'm saying. So for the next episode when we film,
I'll stand corrected if you do it.
no, you have to say, Kevin, I'm sorry.
Okay, bet.
That's a bet.
Bet.
And if I'm lying, I'll be like, I lied.
Yeah. Single arm. This is recorded.
I'm gonna do it
Single
tomorrow.
arm.
Okay, tomorrow.
You witnessing.
I'm gonna do it
Okay,
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Single arm.
Tomorrow.
I'm gonna do it tomorrow, right before I train Dave.
Nah, I can't go to my new gym.
Right before I train
Single
Dave.
arm, preacher curl.
I'm gonna do 45, 55,
dumbbell.
65.
45, 55, 65
I'm
pounds.
telling him today, I
Single-
did easy
Bro.
55 for 10. And now listen, I'm telling you.
55 for 10.
Listen. Do you see this shoulder right here?
Yeah.
It got better. Like it got better.
We talking about biceps.
It's gonna be.
We
It's
talking
gonna,
about your shoulder.
I know,
Yeah,
but
bro,
remember,
you got-
the
yeah.
shoulder. That hold on.
The
I'm gonna get
pressure.
Nah, I
scientific
do
now.
know. I do know.
Yeah,
I
you know
do
the
know.
insertion for your biceps comes up here.
Yeah, you can
So,
choose whatever arm. You can
Yeah.
choose the good arm, the bad
I'ma-
arm. It
I'ma
don't
use-
matter.
I'ma use
I
the
need
left
to see
arm.
the 65.
I know.
Don't call me till you do the 65.
Okay, no, matter of fact, I'm just gonna record it and I just send it to you.
I'm gonna be there. What are you talking
Okay.
about?
Remember, I'm just gonna start with 45, 10, 55. I'm gonna go. This is the number. I'm gonna do 45, 10,
Yeah.
55, 8,
Don't fatigue yourself.
65. Fatigue. That's warm up.
Don't fatigue yourself.
65, 6.
Okay.
Light work.
10, 8, 6.
I'm telling you, it's light work.
I'ma say
See,
this
he don't
shit
know,
one more time.
So, okay, let me show you something, right? So today I'm doing the triceps.
Okay.
So now for the biceps, I'm curling the 115.
Okay.
Remember I told you I'm going back up to that 135.
That's right. That's
I
right.
told you I'm going back up there, yo.
I'm telling you
Yo,
one more
listen,
time. I'm gonna say this shit one more time.
I'm gonna be curling, but by summertime, 135. I'm curling that for 10. 4 sets.
Oh, you said what?
I'm 4 sets of
135
10,
curl,
135.
10 reps.
It ain't something I ain't did before. I'm
you,
trying to
you
do it
throwing
again.
your hips in it?
Ain't no hips. Well, does it
Throw your
matter?
hips in it?
One strict form. I'm not playing. Yo.
I hear you, bro. That's cool.
Yeah, I
That's
ain't playing.
cool.
You see how I inspire you?
I did that already. You can't inspire me. I'm the aspiration, not the inspiration. Get it right, all right? Ice on me. I'm gonna say this shit. I'm gonna say this shit one more motherfucking time, bro. Dumbbell curl,
65.
65
That's
For 6.
for 6, bro. If you do one, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you.
So all
If
you gotta do is one.
If you all you gotta do is one. You ain't gotta do 6.
Okay, I gave him
But-
6.
Yeah, basically.
But
Yeah.
light.
Dumbbells,
Yeah.
65 pounds.
Single arm preacher curl.
Single arm preacher curl on the preacher curl machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bar, the whatever
the
you call it,
pad,
the bench,
whatever,
whatever you
yeah,
want to call it. All right,
Yeah.
all right.
I'm gonna make
call-
sure I get there early too.
I call bullshit. What you gonna get there early for?
I'ma
I'm
get-
going at the same time.
No, I'm gonna get. I open
said,
up.
"Nah, I need to
open-
be there to
I'm-
see that."
I open up early.
I'm not going that early.
What time you gonna go there?
The same time I go every day.
I don't know what time that is.
Yo, seriously.
I got somebody at 7, 8, 9,
Nah, I gotta
10:30.
show up to the gym early. Yeah, just record it. Then.
I'ma
Fine.
record it. I'm just
just
telling you,
fine.
it's just light work.
No AI shit. All right.
AI.
All right. So hold on. Let's swing back, right? All right. So we understood the injury. All right. So actually, me and O worked out today,
Yeah.
and we did legs today.
Yeah.
So he did his squats.
I'm back.
He went up. You went up
good.
to what? 225.
225.
Okay, that's good.
He
Take
went
it
up
easy.
to
Yeah.
he
I ain't
went
do
up-
nothing
feel that,
crazy.
yeah.
He went up to 225. He got the depth. He was there. He was doing sets of 10.
Yeah.
He was solid. So he bounced back. It was calm.
Took what 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eden
Okay.
Pat is my best friend for the last 2 weeks.
Yo. Okay, so we did, right? We did squats,
Yeah.
back squats.
Yeah.
We did no particular order. RDL,
Yeah.
hamstring curls, right?
Yeah.
Single leg, right?
Hip thrust.
Hip thrust, right? What I'm missing?
Calf raises.
Calf raises, hack squat. We used a hack squat.
Yeah.
Man, I did a lot.
Yeah, we did a
Did a
lot.
lot.
So
We did a
and
lot of-
he was
lot of
good.
volume.
Yeah, he
a lot of
hung in
volume.
there.
I kept up with everything. It's just
Yeah.
when, like, I knew I didn't want to go past 225 just to prove a point.
Yeah.
Right.
So like like I told you, we stretched before we went, and then I
Nice.
stretched a little bit when we got there just to make sure I was still limber and whatnot.
Right.
But I wasn't trying to prove a point this time.
This time. So again, the last time you were trying to
So
prove
he
a point?
was trying to prove a point.
What do you mean? When is the last
Copy.
time I proved a point?
No, I said you was trying to prove a point last time.
I have a new gym membership.
No, you said-
better,
you said-
better
you said
watch
this
the
time.
fuck out. You hear
You
me?
said what you call it. You see, that's what got you in trouble last time.
You better watch the
That's what
fuck
got you in
out.
trouble last
I
time.
got a new gym.
I got a new gym.
So now, hold on. So now the workouts is gonna be a little different.
Oh, yeah.
So when
Yeah.
you pull back up on him, what you doing? What number you hitting? 4 what? 415?
Whatever he can't hit. Anything with a 4 in it.
Stop it. Come on, see,
Whatever he can
you
hit.
see.
Uh-huh.
It's one of those things where it's like, like you said, small things to a giant.
Can't
You
use my
understand what I'm
phrase.
saying?
Come up with your own philosophy.
Small thing is to a giant. You know, like I mean, let's be serious.
Okay,
Like,
let's be serious.
So there's a thing called true strength and relative strength.
Ah, here we go.
On both.
Okay.
On both. Okay.
Say
I want
less.
you guys to really understand this right here.
Break it down.
I'm gonna
True
break it down.
strength, relative strength.
So
Break it down.
someone for like you weigh how much? How much do you weigh?
205.
So you 205. So technically speaking, if you squatting 225, you're only squatting 20 pounds over your weight.
Okay.
So that's really nothing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Keep
but
going.
for someone like me who's like 172, squatting 225,
Mm-hmm.
that means I'm squatting a lot more than you because it's relative strength.
Okay.
So relatively speaking, I'm stronger than you.
No, I'm naturally stronger than you.
No, relatively speaking, I'm stronger than you. You can't be stronger than me. If
you-
you squatting 225,
Did you do 405 on
I
the?
could squat 405. I didn't fall.
I didn't either. I didn't fall.
You almost died.
No. You're not about to do that. I didn't fall.
You
doing
just said
405.
you had to die.
No, that was 395 regular
So,
squat.
so
even
then
get to the
don't get to 405 then.
I got the 405 on the box squat. You just confirmed it.
Yeah, on the box squats, but not the regular squats
Yeah.
though.
Come
Okay.
on now. Come on
He said,
now.
"Give me
Don't-
some credit."
Yeah, don't play
Give me some
You know
credit.
what?
Don't play
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But and also, I'm gonna give you credit for something else. Box squats are harder than regular squats.
Yeah, that shit's hard as
Okay,
fuck.
so this is something I would like. Can we break that down?
Yes.
Understand this. Okay, so from what I understand, the squat in general, guys, like that whole like, and you know, I'ma say it because I don't give a fuck. That bucket shit, pack that shit up.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Let me tell you
100%.
something. Y'all want to know what actually happens when you get to that point where you squat down that low? Your kneecap is placed up top, right?
Right.
The cartilage pulling from going towards the quad and
Right.
going down your leg, right? It begins to tear,
Yep.
right? That's not the muscle tear. That's not what you need to feed so that it grows.
Right.
That don't grow back.
Nah.
Once it tears, you know what happens after? Usually when people get older, it's just bone on bone.
And you have to get you either have to get cortisone shots, or you have to get the
Which is like-
the new shit is the gel injection.
Yeah, which is like number or filler, just so you guys don't understand. To put in between your bones,
Yes.
so that way you don't have like a high level of like arthritis, basically.
Arthritis.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So just so you guys are aware. So technically the squat is meant to be a sit. You're supposed to be seated and you go back up.
Parallel. Yes.
That's it. Parallel, back up. So I'm not understanding this bucket shit. It doesn't make you better than the next person that's squatting. It doesn't make you stronger.
You know what
actually
it is?
fucks you up. Like,
As time goes on, the rules change, but nobody knows who changed it.
pretty much.
That's a good. That's
That
a good.
That's- I
nobody
like
knows
that,
who
yeah.
changed it. So like, if you see your favorite influencer going what is called ass to grass, and that's what they deem the norm, depending on how big the influencer is, or you know whoever you see doing it, that now becomes the norm.
Yes,
And that doesn't determine anything because if you actually watch the competitions, they don't go that low.
they don't. And actually, if I'm correct, if I'm wrong, that's fine. Ruling is it just must be parallel. No one requires you to go
That low.
That
Yeah,
low.
that's what I'm saying.
So they will not count it if you don't hit being parallel, but it's not like they give you an additional fucking point
Right.
if you go lower.
Right.
So that part I'm
especially
not.
at the weight that they're lifting in
Yeah,
kilograms.
like no one's squatting even anything 405 up 350. The number don't matter, but no one's going to a point where they're getting that high of number like of a weight and trying to actually hit the bucket. Like it. No.
It don't do nothing for you.
No.
You know who actually does that? Like the bucket squats would be like the football players and
Right.
stuff like that. But
Yeah.
they do that when they're in their 20s, when you're young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're not doing that when you're like 30 and you're starting to get to 40 years old. Now every decade that you make it to, the workouts change.
Change.
Right.
Yes.
When you're 20s, you go
New
hard.
rule book, yeah.
You
Right.
know, buckets, whatever. Now when you're 30, it's about okay, I gotta maintain this till I'm 40.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
now it's about staying strong. You know what I'm saying? Form, and that's in any age bracket. Form, Now when you get to 40, it's more like maintenance.
Yeah.
Let me maintain this muscle. I'm not trying to get no injuries.
Yep.
Right.
I want to maintain the level of strength I had in my 30s. Once in a while, I'm going to test my strength and go
Yeah.
heavier. Now, imagine when you start getting to 50.
Yeah.
You're not about to be squatting no four in the bucket.
Nah.
And then ain't no way
At
you're
all.
doing that.
Nah,
No,
it's-
it says it's about maintenance and staying fit and staying strong, because now you got to worry about your 60s and 70s.
Right.
So now check this observation as well, right? So you have, all right, so we have the idea that people hit the bucket or whatever the case is, right? What's funny is regardless of who the fuck they're looking up to, if you noticed, common denominator, guys, if everyone is wearing fucking knee sleeves and you're wearing knee sleeves and you're doing, to what he said, like 25 pounds over your weight, that's
Right.
a problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that is a problem. There's no reason that you are not capable to brace yourself, basically,
Yeah.
to squat that weight
Yeah.
without the knee sleeve. And if you're getting knee pains that early, it's a problem. Like, you know what I'm saying? You won't be squatting for another 10 years, I'll tell you that.
I mean, so I think the knee sleeves is a catch-22. Or no, not catch-22. It's like a 50-50 thing, because depending on if you play sports,
Okay.
I ran track, played a little bit of football.
Yeah.
When I was in school.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of shit that tears up your knees, and at a young age you don't understand that.
Correct.
So also, I was in the military, steel-toe boots, wearing boots for 4 years straight. Stop it.
Sorry.
Wearing boots for 4 years straight, steel-toe boots for 4 years straight.
Yeah.
Gave my knees like the pain that I had,
That you-
prior, and then not knowing how to rehab, being ignorant to what it is to fix, or how to rehab your knees and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So I think that the knee sleeve thing is, you don't see people doing it with lower weight,
Okay.
or anything that's below their own body weight.
Okay.
You see people doing it with
I've seen it, but I'm listening.
yeah, well,
I'm listening. Go
Generally
ahead.
speaking.
yeah, generally
yeah.
speaking. You see people doing it with weight that's technically above their own body weight.
Okay.
So I think the knee sleeves, because knee sleeves have become an epidemic.
Yeah.
Knee sleeves and belts.
I think yeah.
Yeah, you're
So,
right.
It's becoming an
and I want
epidemic.
to continue
Epidemic.
on this, but I want you to finish. But go ahead.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
it's become an epidemic. I feel like knee sleeves can be preventative,
Yes.
but you have to know what you're doing beforehand. The knee sleeves don't save you.
Yeah.
So to your point, like if you can't lift 20 pounds above your body weight when you're squatting, the knee sleeves aren't going to save you from you not being able to complete the squat.
The squat. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's more of, it's an aesthetic, and this is what other people see other people do,
Yes.
and that's why they do it. I wear knee sleeves.
Yeah.
I wear knee sleeves underneath my sweats when I do leg day. But I do it because I've had knee pain. I
Yes.
have knee pain, and I continuously still have to rehab my knees. Even after seeing a doctor and he's telling me nothing's wrong, but hey, you can't tell me that because I'm in pain.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So the knee sleeves do help, and they do help me prevent myself from doing any damage, any real damage. But they don't stop. It's not preventative. It helps, but it doesn't prevent.
Before you go, can I just interject real quick?
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
for the knee pain, what do you do for like the rehab work?
So I've been doing so first I had to go see a doctor.
Right.
Because I had swelling in my right knee. Anytime I squatted, anytime I did any like serious heavy lifting with my legs, I had like swelling like bad, or inflammation, I should say. If I stand too long, my legs or my knees became inflamed. So I went and saw a doctor. He told me, "Hey, there's nothing wrong with you."
Damn.
After paying the $20 copay, sitting there for an hour and a half, he said, "Yo, there's nothing wrong with you. Your knees are actually in great shape." So he asked me a couple of questions, and then he said, "All right, so you need to build the strength around your knee first.
Okay.
That's the issue. You didn't build the strength around your knee above and below,
Yes.
and that's why you're having the swelling and the inflammation." So he said, "You're squatting, but you're not building muscle around that area."
Okay.
So he said, "Stop squatting for 3 months."
Another interjection to add on, right? To the audience, off the top of your head, if you can, give 3 3 exercises that help build that.
Leg press,
Okay.
quad extensions,
Okay.
and lunges.
Okay. Nice. So once again, to repeat, quad extension, no particular order. Quad
Yeah.
extension, lunges, and what else?
Leg press.
Leg press.
press.
Yeah.
Okay.
But how did you do leg
So
press?
now-
Regular feet, low feet,
Yeah.
high feet, what?
Well, if I'm working on the knees, it's low.
Low. Okay.
Okay.
It's low.
So low.
So as low as you can to where your basically your knee is touching your chest.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I did it, he didn't give me like no specific regimen on how to do it. So the way I did it single leg.
Nice.
So I put one plate on each
Mm-hmm.
side, do a single leg, do 20 reps
Yeah.
of each, and then I'll put 2 plates on. 2 plates on, 20 each, and then I wouldn't go no further.
Think about it. Would that be a comparison to true and relative strength if you did 2 and 1?
What do you mean?
Like if you did regular leg press with both, right?
Right.
Compared to, like you said, singular. Because like, all right, right? Just a play on the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because okay, let's say a lot of people have an imbalance.
Yeah.
True.
So if there's an imbalance and you're doing a leg press, you won't really know as long as one side of your body is compensating to push the
Because
weight.
one side is always going to
Is
be stronger
always
than
going to
the
be
other.
stronger, right?
Yeah.
So now if you do a singular press or singular with any unilateral movement, you get what I'm saying? Okay, so if you're doing that now, would that define the true strength of like your left?
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yeah.
So
Yes,
now do you
I
understand
would
what I'm
agree.
saying with
Yeah,
true and
yeah.
relative? So I guess that would be an example, guys, for true and relative strength
strength.
in reference to that
Yeah.
like that
I'm
leg
truly strong.
Yeah, true strength is how much you
go.
could actually lift.
Yes.
Relative strength is the amount of weight compared to your body weight.
Yes.
So from a relative standpoint, if me and you in competition, you're weak. Because if I'm benching 225, if I'm benching, no
Relative.
matter of fact, excuse me.
Relative.
When I'm benching
You're
225,
relatively weak.
I give it to you. You bench heavy. I'm gonna give you a credit there. When it comes to squats and like deadlifts and stuff like that, I think you should play your lane.
You're not
No, this-
deadlifting more than me either.
Deadlift? What are you deadlifting?
The last number you did was
455.
There we go.
Okay.
What that mean?
I ain't gonna say that. I'm just gonna show and prove. I'm not talking no more. I'm not right. You're right. I'm not talking no more. I'm just gonna show and prove. I'm just gonna put
You
videos
called
out.
me out. What you mean you not talking no
I'm
more?
not gonna
You
talk no
called
more. I'm
me
just gonna
out.
put these. I'm just gonna start seeing shit.
Ready? Let's get it on.
I'm just gonna start showing numbers.
Yo.
That's it.
All right, so now, all right, going back to the knee wraps.
Yeah.
Right. When in reference to the knee wraps, I like the analogy that you use because I was gonna use it just in a different instance.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like follow me here, y'all. So like sports is what you mentioned as your analogy, right?
Right.
So regardless of what the sport is, it could be like soccer. It's the shit even happens in basketball sometimes where
That's
they kind of
fact.
bang up against each other and they hit each other's knees. There are a lot of knee injuries out there. So like the point that I wanted to make was if you notice in sports, not everyone is wearing knee wraps.
Right.
But in the gym, everyone is wearing knee wraps.
Yeah.
So to me, I look at that like that's an issue. So what's crazy is in sports like soccer, right? Giving an easy example, they constantly bang each other in the knees, the shins,
Right.
all of that, right?
Right.
Still no knee wraps, but they are more likely to have the knee injuries, right? So to me, that's why I look at the people that immediately go to knee wraps to be like, hey, wait, well, first of all, you don't even know your true strength,
Right.
right?
Right.
Before you can even gauge if you need that knee wrap. So and then it's the same thing. I would assume it's the same thing compared to like how people wear the belts,
Right.
Because you also see people wearing belts when they do these
For
squats.
they say when you wear belts
Like-
just to walk in the gym.
Yeah, yo, like in reality.
Yeah.
So understand this, like when you're, I'm gonna go back to the knee wraps, but when you wear the belt, you're actually weakening your core,
Right.
Because you're constantly wearing it, so you don't actually know how. Once again, your true strength.
And your back.
I'm gonna keep going off the true and relative
Yeah,
strength,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So back to the knee wraps. Technically, you will never know your true strength because you're constantly wearing knee wraps.
Right.
Also, a lot of people get those thick ass knee wraps. You can only bend but so far. You get what I'm saying? So like in reality, if you get to a point where you still complain that your knees hurt and you have that, that's a big problem. That means it's actually 10 times worse than what you assume it to be.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So like I like the analogy that you use. What you say, I agree with, but I feel
Yeah.
like also on the flip side, however, that could be the same reason why they get into these injuries. Because when they finally take them off and they do something, and it could be like the slightest thing, something that's
Right.
not even in the gym.
Right.
They go outside and they just, I hit my fucking knee against the table and
Now you're done.
It feel like the shit shattered. You
Yeah,
know what
now
I'm
you're
saying?
done.
It's because of that. Like, so you think you're preventing the injury, but you're actually like aiding to it.
Yeah.
Because you're weakening your true strength.
Right.
And then I can go on a tangent, but I'm gonna stop there. One example I'll give, like same thing with energy drinks, but whatever. So go just saying.
Yeah, we're gonna pick that back up.
Yeah.
The knee wraps just
Yeah.
go ahead. What you gonna
No,
say?
no. Go ahead.
The knee wraps just provide stability. You
That's
understand what I'm
it.
saying? So think of
Yeah.
it like the slingshot for chest. So imagine if I was to use a slingshot for chest, I'm going to bench up 315 all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to draw up maybe 500
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a slingshot. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So
Your boy at 335. You know what I'm saying? Some
so
light.
to me, it provides some light. It provides a false sense of security.
Yeah.
Because it's the sleeves are actually for power lifters.
Right.
And then the everyday gym goer should not use what do you
Wraps.
call it? Knee
Knee
wraps.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, it provides a false sense of security. That's where the box squats and those things come into play at. So with the box squats, what happens when you box squatting now when you box squatting, it's not just squatting and just exploding up. Because with the knee wrap,
Yes.
remember when it bends, it's gonna snap you back up into
No matter what.
No matter what, it's gonna snap you right back up. But now, if you're using, like, let's say, for instance, when you're doing the box squats, what that happens is it removes the stretch and reflex. You understand what I'm saying? So imagine you stretching, you going down, right? So it removes the stretch reflex and it forces you to move slower in a more controlled motion. You can't just go down in a squat, and then go back up.
Right.
You literally got to take your time, because if you go too fast, you'll snap your spine.
Yeah.
So now you understand how to
People
brace
don't
your
even
core.
know that.
Yeah.
So you brace your core, keep everything tight. So I use that for clients in the beginning. So that's like one of the things is like understanding how to control the weight,
Yes.
brace your core, and everything is always with form.
Yes.
I'm big on form. I don't give a fuck how much you lift. If your
It
form
don't
is
really
off,
matter, to be
Yeah,
honest.
that's a fact.
throw it away. It's form.
Form and slow pace.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, all right, I'll give you an example to what you just said with the slinging back and forth. A lot of people, I feel like it's just an ego thing where they get to a point where, like, okay, I know I can squat the weight, and they'll constantly just.
Bounce.
You should not be moving that fast on a squat.
No.
You know what happens? You feel no fucking burn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if
Unless you do high reps.
Unless you do, yeah, you got to be doing 50 fucking reps,
Yeah.
60 fucking reps. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Even if you're like, I could be holding something like a fucking table or whatever. If I just hold the squat, it's gonna burn after a while.
Right.
That's why if you guys notice when people do body weight, when they do body weight, they do a high level of of reps, because they want to get the burn. So if I have weight on, there's no reason I'm going as fast as if I'm doing body weight.
Right.
That doesn't add up. So when you guys do that, all you really doing is like just picture your knee and just like this is all you're doing.
Over time.
Over time, constantly just, and then you think like every time, I'm getting stronger, you add more weight and you just do the same thing. You just tweaking your shit.
Yeah.
It's like unscrewing your knee, so it don't help. And then you got the knee wrap on there
And the belts.
and the belt, you know what I'm saying? So everything weak. Like,
I think the belt pisses me off more than anything else.
yeah.
Because I see people
belt got
with
it.
all kinds of belts. Like, they be getting like the Nike belt that you get at Marshalls.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
for
a fashion
$20.
statement. That's it.
But I see people that don't even lift heavy with the belt.
Yeah.
And it goes back to everything is a fashion statement, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
It's an epidemic. Whatever you see.
Pandemic.
It's
Yo,
an
like-
epidemic, bro, because, honestly, you've been working out for a long time. 10 years ago, how many people did you see wearing a belt?
You don't see it like that now. Like now.
10 years ago, you didn't see nobody wearing belts unless they was squatting, deadlifting, or
Weight.
power cleaning, something crazy.
Something crazy,
Heavy weight
yeah.
and they was powdering,
Yeah.
they chalking
Yeah.
up their
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah,
They really
something
pull shit,
crazy.
yeah.
Like, what's my man name?
Kev?
No,
Oh.
that can't walk.
Oh, Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, Ronnie Coleman. Like
yeah.
the Ronnie Coleman type.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
You know, he's
yeah,
squatting
yeah.
9 plates.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what you need that for.
That's
then-
when you
yeah.
see people wear a
Because
belt.
the
So,
body is not meant for that.
yeah, when
Hell
you
no.
Body
you-
not meant for
when
that.
you see
And
people,
you see him
well,
now.
I mean, yeah, we see that he's a great. Don't get me wrong.
And
Yes.
you know what? My fault. I just look at it like, okay, look at his age when he was competing and doing like these numbers, right? Then you look at the people in the gym, look at their age, and look how they trying to do half that weight. Think about it.
I
Yeah.
know.
So what the fuck make you think if he doing that at that weight? So you think you really better than him for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Think about it. You think you really about to just go to a gym, throw on 4 plates, you know what I'm saying, and think, all right, I just got it.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you compared to a dude that been training for
religiously,
years?
bro. Religiously.
You understand what I'm saying?
Twice
To
a
do
day.
it. Yeah, like, so it's really like you're doing a disservice to yourself for real. Like, and people got to understand, like, the science is, you could have failed science, whatever. You need to know the science behind this shit. You need to understand your body to know why and when and why.
Yeah.
When is the right time to put this shit on and why you shouldn't have it on at that time versus why you should have it on at that time. Because in the
Right.
same instance that they have it on when they don't need to, when they need to, they don't have that shit on.
I have it on.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like as far as like the belt is concerned. So now when I had the QL situation, which is your quadratus lumborum, so it's like a small muscle right here by the rib cage. Now what happens, it starts getting tight and then everything starts knotting up.
Mm-hmm.
So now just to lean forward and pick up something starts to hurt. So what I had to do is rehab myself by doing a lot of core work, a lot of stretching. That's when I had homegirl come into the gym and
Yeah.
she was helping me with like the PT.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot from that. So now what I learned was like I had to, like I said, I have clients and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, I'm just rushing to get my workout in because I've been working probably since 5 a.m. till about 11.
Right.
I'm tired, didn't even eat. So the first meal I ate was breakfast, probably had a snack or something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm full disclosure,
His little
like I probably
donuts.
had, like listen, I probably
His
had a donut
donuts.
stick. But you see me eat a drink of protein shake.
But it ain't nothing in the gym for you to eat
Yeah,
anyway. So
yeah,
like,
so I can't eat a protein shake
Yeah.
eat a protein bar while training people. I can't get an egg sandwich while training people.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So I got back to back. So now by the
Right.
time for me to get to work out, I'm on an empty stomach, I'm tired, I just want to get in and out. That's when injuries start to happen.
Right.
Because I'm not paying attention to myself. But to make a long story short, to rehab myself, what I did was I said, you know what? I need to understand how to brace my core. So I had to unlearn everything that I was doing wrong and then tell myself to relearn again. That's where the box squats came into play. So now it emphasizes strength over that reflex where I'm just coming up. So now I'm understanding, okay, sit down, take your time to come back up, brace your core. So now I don't even need it now, even up to the 315.
Yeah.
But like it's just a safety for me because it's like one of the things like you guys say, like I don't want to get injured. So I'm like, you know what, let me put this motherfucker on. Even though I know I can lift it and I did it before, because now it's like I'm happy that I did it without it because I used to do without it.
Right.
No belt, no knee wraps at a certain weight. Only when I'm going to like, let's say on the deadlifts, 455. And one time when I was deadlifting 500, I'm only using a plate on belt on
You got that?
So now,
what?
500?
yeah, I done did it before. So 315, no belt. Like at one point, there's no belt. I'm not doing that. So even when I was in Cali, like a few years ago, right before pandemic, no belts. I'm 315. That's light work. Like really, even when I started Blink, that's light work.
Yeah.
365,
Why
light
you keep
work, no
looking at
belt.
me? Why you keep
You
doing
understand
that?
what I'm saying?
I do 315 with no belt.
You
Don't
know
look
what I
at me
mean?
like that.
So,
Don't do that. Don't do that. You see how they be, Joe? The narratives around here, bro. The narratives.
but going back to the box squats, it emphasizes strength over momentum. You understand what I'm saying? Because now
Yeah.
you go into that, and you gotta use your strength to stand back up.
Right.
Your strength to stand back up.
The stand back up part is the hard
That's
part.
the hardest
Yo, when I
part.
tell you,
That's the hardest part.
yo, that
Literally.
trying to muster up the strength and then not stay.
That's a deadlift of whatever the weight is, basically.
Yeah, you
Like,
come
if
to a
think
dead
about-
stop and go
Yeah,
back
it's
up.
To
like-
not stay though.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
the hard part.
Yes.
So to sit down and then in
And
an
then-
instant come right back up.
And that's what actually got me to like back to squatting. Once in a while, I'll squat with the 315, no bench, whatever the case may be. But I just feel so comfortable, and my body feels so much better doing the best of the basics.
Yeah.
So everything that like got myself hurt, the best of the basics actually got me back to the point where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, okay, let me unlearn that bullshit that I was doing before,
Yeah.
and let me get back to the basics.
Yeah.
So now the basics is just doing everything, all the basic exercises, the fundamental exercises, strengthening my core, strengthening my glutes, making sure my hips are strong, everything's strong, and not doing nothing too crazy. I'm not in competition, not even with myself.
Yeah.
I'm just I wanna be lifting till I'm 70 years old.
Right.
I wanna be lifting till whenever I can keep lifting.
That's
to.
the real goal for
You know
real.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Arnold
yeah.
Schwarzenegger's still lifting.
Yo,
So you see like how
the real goal.
the older lady in the gym and she's 60 years old and she's in the gym,
Yeah.
bust her arm up.
Yo,
Sure, she's had
Yo,
every injury known to man.
yo.
She still comes to the gym. I give
Every
her
injury known
I give her
to
social
man.
respect.
Yo.
It's unbelievable.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much work she put in. it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
her arm been bruised for like 3 weeks now.
Arm, knee, constructive
She had,
knee.
and we talking about surgery.
Toe.
She
Yeah,
had,
she had
the
a lot of
toe, the
surgeries.
foot, the eye, the fucking.
Yeah.
And she's still coming.
Yo,
Still
she,
coming.
She in the
And she
gym,
proud.
getting busy.
She proud to tell you about it.
and
getting
she in better
busy.
shape than half the gym.
She in better shape than people a third of her age.
She better in shape than me.
Yo.
So what about you was talking about like as far as like the recovery now?
So yeah, when it comes to the recovery, so like, all right, let's go into like mobility first, and then the stuff that you do like when you're outside the gym. Let's go from there. So like, all right, we talked about basically like knees and stuff like that. So I like something I've been doing too, which I think people should do regardless. My knees don't hurt right away. I'm still doing some mobility work and knee recovery.
Yeah.
Because guess what? One day I might, like how I'm sitting right now, I might be like, ooh, hold on, my knee feel like
It did crack though.
it did. But you get what I'm saying, like moments
Yeah.
like that. So what you do to start strengthening that, it's like simple math for real. So you got a plethora of exercises that you could do. Anything from like, it's not just for yoga. Use yoga blocks. My advice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Use
facts.
yoga blocks. Understand stretching at its essence, and hip flexors, anything from the hip flexors to your knee. Use resistance bands, and literally you gotta treat stretching and mobility as if it is the workout. So granted, give yourself like 20-30 minutes of just focusing on whatever it is that you felt like you kind of like exerted a little bit too much. So if it's the shoulder, if it's the knee from squats, you get what I'm saying? Whatever it may be. There's even fucking wrists. You get what I'm saying? Shit to strengthen the wrists.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so all of those things, resistance band work. Wrap a resistance band around, put your foot in between. What you're literally gonna do is you're gonna place your one foot down, you're gonna be on a platform. The other one, you're gonna stand on the front of your foot. You're literally gonna just flex back. You are gonna feel, what's crazy is it's gonna feel as if you're benching 315. It's gonna feel as if you're squatting 405 because you've never isolated your knee to put all of the tension simply on your knee.
On your knee.
And that's what people need to realize. If you're doing, for example, your shoulder, even rolling shit out, like when you're stretching, once again. So if you're doing, whether you're using a foam roller or whatever, or a tennis ball, recovery ball, you know? So you're at a point where, once again, all attention is focused to, if you have, the other day you had a muscle knot. You get what I'm saying? Same thing. If you're using the
All I did was laugh.
Yo, if you're using a fucking, if you're using a Theragun, this stuff is so vital.
Yeah.
All the wear and tear that we put on ourselves, you're never gonna get to where you think you are without the recovery. The recovery is 10 times as important. The same way they say, what's more important than being in the gym is the food you eat.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's really where it's at. Like, you could work out, all right, you tore your muscles. What are you eating?
Well, you're constantly tearing your muscles.
You get what I'm saying? So that's a part of recovery.
Yeah.
So these are all examples of recovery, like the stretching, the mobility work, the eating, sleep, water,
That's what I need to
even
do,
take
drink more water.
Yeah, even taking your vitamins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As simple as all of those things count as recovery. Cupping,
Yeah. Yo.
cold plunges,
Cryotherapy.
cryotherapy.
The what's the new shit? The air compressed Lex Leafs.
That's been trending for
And yeah.
like, so all of those things are very vital.
And what LeBron James then be using, and I want you to call it the hyperbaric chamber.
His shit different. He literally
The
in that, like,
hyperbolic chamber.
he's in,
Hyperbaric chamber.
he's literally in a hyperbolic chamber.
The hyperbaric chamber.
Yo, LeBron James got money.
So the hyperbaric chamber. That's
The same
what,
thing Michael Jackson was in.
Yes, that's what Michael Jackson.
Yeah, we
was
ain't got
using.
that kind of money, bro. We're
Listen,
not
but
speaking the same
it's
language.
around
about,
somewhere.
it's about to be. It's going to be available to the masses real soon.
You're already looking at it.
For
Think about
a lot
the,
of money.
the Robert F. Kennedy Jr. He's pushing a lot of that health stuff. Getting back to the basics. What are the things that can keep us basically make America great again? Those are things that are really important. You understand what I'm saying?
Not a hyperbaric
Longevity.
chamber.
Hyperbaric chamber, yeah. What are you
bro.
talking about?
No, bro.
It provides your body with over 70% oxygen. What are you talking about?
I can't afford that.
But they're gonna make it. Hold on.
My
I'm bring
insurance is
something
not
out.
gonna
He
cover
like,
that.
he
No,
like,
listen,
yeah,
hold
but
on.
I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been reading a lot of articles. Your insurance is gonna cover that. The insurance is gonna start
Don't believe it
covering
till I see it. Don't believe it till I'm that type of person. I don't believe it till I see it.
Just like with the 65, right? So I'm gonna pull up an article.
Yes, I'm not gonna believe it till I see it. You can pull up the article. The article does not make it fact.
I don't say it's not as fact. What I'm saying is it's not fact. But what I'm saying is those are things that they're talking about. How can they make it available to the masses? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, how? That does not mean that
But
it's in
now,
production.
no, what I'm saying is if they make it available to the masses, we understand that. Everything starts with conversation first, bro. No, listen, if was a split, we both be high. You understand what I'm saying?
Nobody, some people say that.
Yo,
People say,
to repeat what he said. if was a split, we both be high.
people say that. Yo, I've never heard that shit before.
Yo.
I've never heard nobody say that.
Yo,
If was a spliff,
we both
a
be
blunt,
that's crazy.
a joint,
That's crazy.
marijuana.
Oh shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway,
Oh my god.
what were we talking about?
Recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a process for
The
recovery.
hyperbolic
Yeah,
chamber.
The hyperbaric chamber.
chamber.
No, those things are real. Those things. Listen,
I know they real. Michael Jackson was
it's
in
about, It's about to. And that was what Michael Jackson was what? Let's say like that was in the 80s.
That was-
That's
No,
30
it
years
was in the-
ago.
in the 90s.
So you think? So
In
you
the 90s.
think right now that's not stuff not going to start becoming available?
It would be yeah.
Them things gonna start becoming
That was
available.
like testing trial at that point. Like,
Those things gonna start becoming available. Ozempic is available now.
No, come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What are you talking about?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What is he
Don't do
doing?
that.
What is he doing?
Ozempic is available. You can compare
It is.
the hyperbaric chamber to Ozempic.
Yeah. Okay. So
so hold on,
what
I ain't
about-
gonna lie though. Okay.
What about the sleeves? Go ahead.
What does the hyperbolic chamber do? Preserve, right?
Yeah.
It's preservation.
What
And
is?
it's-
Ozempic is not preserving. What do you
What? I'm just asking a question.
Nah.
I'm asking a question.
I'm just saying
No,
before
bro.
it
I'm
wasn't
trying
available.
to understand. I'm trying
Nah,
to help
bro.
you understand.
What
man.
I'm saying,
bro.
what I'm saying is those things wasn't available before.
So okay,
they now
so
available
that's his
now.
point.
Forms of Ozempic have always been available.
But it wasn't. It was too expensive for the average Joe. Now it's average Joe, average Jane. Now it's available to these people.
But a hyperbaric chamber is on a whole different level.
Well, we
than
understand that.
Ozempic,
But what I'm
bro.
saying is those things are becoming
Okay,
readily
all right.
available.
All right, you win.
No, it's not about winning. It's about
It's about
what's-
preserving.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
All right, you got it. You got it.
Anyway, let's
Oh, shit.
anyway.
Look at you. Look at you. See?
No, what I'm saying is there's technology that's out there that's going to start becoming available to the people, to the masses.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, that's so the reason why I say I won't believe it until it come out because, and I don't want to get like mad sciencey or nothing like that. But whatever happened to stem cell research. So stem cells were supposed to be the new thing, and it was supposed to help you with recovery. It was supposed to help you with rebuilding anything of that mass. Stem cells was a whole thing in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, and it was all of the rave until it wasn't.
But what's stem cell? What does it do? Let's break
The
that
stem
down.
cell repairs. A stem cell is a cell that helps repair or attach to another cell
Okay.
to help basically repair whatever cell you're having an issue with.
What do cells need in order to survive?
This nigga know the test.
What do cells need in order to survive? Iron, right?
Yeah.
And what does iron have?
Air.
Oxygen.
Hyperbolic time chamber.
Hyperbaric chamber, brother.
That
We need oxygen. That's all it comes down to.
So okay.
that doesn't prove a point though.
Okay,
it does
so-
prove everything. What
That
are you
doesn't
talking-
disprove what I'm saying.
Okay, so what has
and
what,
that's not disprove what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that for the stem cell research compared to a hyperbaric chamber, you go into something, let's say for instance, something like that, like what Michael Jackson went into, it will be much more
But
easier.
they were using
as a-
they were using stem cells. They were using stem cells. It was in the testing period. They was using it on lab rats and animals and stuff like that, right? So, but stem cells were supposed to be the next level to injury recovery. They even attributed it to
I
like
agree.
doing like limbs.
Yeah.
You
Right.
lost a
Yeah, I
limb.
agree.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
Yes.
So that's why I'm saying when it comes to shit like that, I'm not believing it until it actually happens.
So basically, what you're saying is you're not a believer until you see it happens.
Yes,
Okay.
because we've been failed before, have we not? When it comes to you saying something like that, there's no money in being healthy.
What?
When it comes from the government,
Oh, okay, yeah, I agree.
There's no money in us
they need,
being.
they need you to be sick so they don't
Yeah.
make money. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Which is why we never got stem cells.
stem cells.
the
Yeah,
first
okay,
place.
You
that makes
understand?
sense. Yeah.
So billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars have been allocated to stem cell research,
And nothing's gotten done.
and we don't have it. 10, 15, 20 years later, nobody's even talking about stem cells.
That's
When they
interesting.
clone, I don't want to get
Molly.
into that. Yeah, when they clone
Yeah.
the freaking sheep.
Yeah.
That was a part of stem cell research.
Right.
So I don't believe it until I see it. We have to learn how to rehab ourselves for ourselves.
I agree.
Pretty much, yes.
A hyperbaric chamber is great when you're a fucking millionaire. It's a necessity,
Yeah,
damn
yeah.
near. When you're a fucking millionaire. LeBron James is 40 years old playing basketball at the same intensity as he was 10 years ago. That's insane. He's not even injured.
But you know what? I give it, I'm gonna
He's
give it-
not even playing, but he's not even injured.
Yeah.
And his drill, you saw the drill. I don't know if y'all seen it. The drill where
workout.
he basically dunks the ball on both ends. So he dunks the ball on one side,
Yeah.
sprints to the other side, dunks the ball. Sprints to the other side, dunks the ball. Sprints to the other side, dunks the ball. 5 times.
That increases his VO2 max. That's the sprinting. But go ahead.
I don't care if it increases his H2O, CO2, N2O, motherfucker. LeBron James is 40.
Right.
So that's a luxury he can afford to have. But for the average person, that's not something.
Crazy. The luxury he can afford to have is health.
Yeah. But for the average person, that's not a realistic thing.
Right.
So I don't put stock in saying, well, the government is saying, or people are saying that, there's an article saying that, because none of that shit means anything if you can't figure out how to help yourself first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you can have a hyperbaric chamber all you want.
You're not very optimistic, are you?
No.
No, right? You hear this, right? It's just
No.
it's very
You're
just
pessimist.
No. I'm optimistic about things that I could do for myself.
Control. It's in your
And
control.
that
What
I
you
can
can
control.
control, yeah.
But if it's something that, they're gonna throw all of there's so much shit that they throw out there. Case in point, we had the food pyramid growing up. They told us exactly what the food pyramid
Yeah.
was about,
Yeah.
what it contained, what we were supposed to eat. Come to find out, that's not correct. What do you know? That wasn't
yeah,
correct. 60% of the nation becomes obese.
yeah.
Do
So
you
the
you know
trash
what the
food.
number is now?
It's like
Well, I
70,
ain't gonna lie.
maybe higher.
70% of the
Yes,
nation
it's
becomes
obese.
obese.
The food
they
here is
changed the
just-
food pyramid to the My Plate table
Yo.
because now we're becoming too gluttonous.
Yeah.
So it's all a narrative. So
Yeah.
they get people by saying, "Yo, we're gonna put out this, we're gonna put out that," and put hopes and thoughts into you being
You know, it's crazy.
lazy.
You said you control what you can control, and they continue to control what they can control. Because in reality, what happened, right? In the beginning, what was pitched to us was health.
Right.
Think about like back in the day before our time.
We
when,
had a
like-
health class, bro.
Yeah,
right.
So like,
Yeah.
but even before like,
You're right.
when
You're right. You're revealing your
when
age.
these iron gyms was coming about and shit, it was health, right?
Right.
Then it turned into like a lot of political shit started happening. Then it turned into like to what you're saying,
Right.
gluttonous, and now it's like unhealthy,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now, to be honest, I use the word trend, but now I feel like health and wellness is just like, and it's something that's been around. So like all of these things that we state now on the pod, or that other trainers, nutritionists, physician, all of these people, they've been saying the same shit.
Yeah.
But now people are just more aware, or more like they just want to care more about this shit. Like, oh no, now I need to worry about what I eat. You should have been worrying about what you eat.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to be in the gym. You should have been in the gym.
Been in the gym.
Because like
Oh,
you
I just
said,
wanna
it's
be-
a trend.
It's a trend. So it hurts me a little bit, but at the same time, I'm just like, man, y'all should like whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all now y'all gotta understand what it really takes to do this shit. Like, all right, for example, I ain't gonna lie, a couple years ago, cold plunge wasn't a thing.
No.
Think
No.
about it.
No.
That wasn't a thing.
No.
Where did cold plunge come from?
Only if you play sports.
Sports.
No,
Yeah.
exactly.
Only if you
exactly.
play sports.
And to the point where people didn't even understand why they should take a cold shower.
Right.
Think about that. You had no idea. Now all of a sudden you hear people being like, "Yeah, I take cold showers because man, shut the fuck up. You take cold showers because you saw that someone said to take a cold shower,
and you still dirty.
and you know what I'm saying. That's why. That's why you take a cold shower. Even cupping was not a thing.
No.
Well, not in our culture, no.
Yeah, exactly. I'm obviously we're speaking based on we're speaking based on here, but like cupping was not a thing for us.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? All of a sudden now everybody's into cupping. Oh my God, like I feel so much this, da.
Yeah.
Speaking of that cupping, I need to go get a cupping thing, something.
You know?
Yeah.
So when was that? When was that happening? Now all the gyms offer the cryotherapy and shit like that.
Infrared
saunas and all this other shit. And then they want to give you the science behind it. That was never a thing. But now they understand, like, okay, this is how it's fucked up, but it's a money scheme. This is how we know we make money. So in competition, let's offer this.
Some people the nation is still 70% obese.
Which is crazy.
Which is
crazy. It boils that, it ends up resulting back to we still like shit.
Yeah. It's sad.
You know?
You been to Bathhouse?
Yeah.
That shit is sexy over there.
So we had a conversation about that. He's never been.
I
so
just said that. We just talked about like 2-3 days ago.
Yeah, like literally.
Go.
I want to go.
He's trying to go to Bathhouse.
And the Hudson Yards joint, Equinox.
Yes.
Oh man.
That joint too. I want to check out some spas too. Like we've been touring the gyms.
He a regular at Bathhouse.
But wait a minute, you a regular at the gyms. You want to go to you a gym whore. You want to go to this gym, that gym, this gym. No, what I mean a gym whore, nothing bad. Meaning like he likes to experience new gyms.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that because I was at that stage too.
Absolutely.
Now I'm at the point where it's like, man, I don't want to go to new gyms.
I get it.
I want to go,
Let
but
me
like
tell
say
you.
I'll go with you. I'll go with O. But I'm not going with like no other body because I don't. I'm a very private person.
The older you get, the more your mobility comes out. You don't want to.
Appreciate that.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
The older you get.
Appreciate that. Because it just sounded like he was just attacking the young.
Yeah, you don't want to move too far.
The young, like,
you don't want to do too much.
I ain't gonna lie. I
young
just feel like. So we talked about this actually. I feel like I've gotten to a point. So like, and I didn't want to sound like a hypocrite, but it's just one of those things. Like people, you just got to understand. We had a conversation where we basically said like, you get to a point where like, yo, no matter where you at, you know what you're doing.
Right.
You good.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the same time, however, right?
Yes.
However, I feel like for myself, I'm at a point now where like the equipment and
outgrown.
and the stuff that I'm around, I've just simply outgrown.
Yes.
So
Yes.
sometimes
Wow,
I
wow.
might need that motivation or that push for a piece of equipment, or even more positivity in my environment where I see more people that look similar to me. And I'm not saying this to bash anyone I'm not saying anyone is beneath me necessarily, but
I am.
to the people that just don't get it in the way I get it in, when I see 90% of that and 10 percentile of me,
I
ain't gonna lie, like,
This is different.
Yeah,
The aesthetic,
I agree.
The
You
aesthetic
gotta
matters.
move
you know
around.
what I'm saying? Like, y'all kind of in the way for real.
Yeah,
you
the
know?
aesthetic matters. I joined the new gym today because of that.
Yeah, so like that's where
a game
I'm at.
changer.
You know,
Bro, 3 days ago,
That's a game changer.
I'm in the gym. The day I caught the knot in my back. I'm in the gym.
You got groin knots.
I'm breaking down. But I'm in the gym. We chatting. I go do my workout, and just the pure ambiance of not being able to get what I need to get to. People come in, and I never mind when people come and ask me how many sets I got because I never mind telling you.
Mm-hmm.
But how constant it is after you watch me just get the machine that I'm on.
yes,
So the fact that the gym is packed full of people that don't know what they're doing and it's not their fault, I place the blame on me. But when it starts to take me out of my element, I know it's time for me to leave.
So this is what I'll say: don't put the blame on you. There's
I would
no
agree.
blame on. There's no
No,
blame.
I do. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Because we all know the gym is my safe haven.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I go to unwind, to think, to ponder, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I place the blame on me simply because me not being able to do what I want to do will make me come out of character. So I hold myself accountable to say, this is not where you belong at this very moment.
Okay.
It's time for you to leave.
Okay.
So those people, regardless of the fact they know what they're doing, they don't know what they're doing, they're in my way, they're asking me a lot of questions, they're talking to me a lot. Those people are doing what they know to do.
Yeah.
And I'm never gonna blame someone for doing what they think they're doing right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I'm
So-
still young. Fuck that. Y'all ain't, you know.
Yeah, but I can't do it. I can't do it because it's a gym community that's there, and I'm not saying I don't want to be a part of it, but I just rather be on the outside going, "Hey guys,
Yeah.
I agree with you because a lot of times when people come up to me, if I'm using something, sometimes I could be 3 sets in, and like let's say for instance a girl, she wants to use the Smith machine. Oh, how many sets you got left? And I look at her, in my mind I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
yo,
But then in that moment, I'm like, I'll do 1 set and I'm out your way. And they'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, thank you so much, this and that. Because again, like you said, I know what I'm doing, you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing. So at the same time, it's like, okay, I understand a lot of them, they have this one track mind
Right.
where it's like, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And I see it and I'm like, okay, let me let you go ahead and get it in. Now I'm gonna see what's gonna happen. This is just me.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be one time when you're on there, and now I'm gonna ask you for the machine, or I'm gonna see how you're gonna treat me when I come to you.
no, I don't do none of that."
No, I'm
I
just saying that's just
hold
for
on.
me.
So
Go
I
ahead.
think to what you're saying, I think that only bothers us not because we work out, but because we're trainers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about it.
Well, no,
If
I
we
know.
weren't,
No,
So
I
hold
just
on.
both.
No. Think
It's
about
both.
it. Oh, yeah. Okay, I like that. Right.
It's both.
So think about it. Right. If you just work out, and I say this not just us, just generally speaking. If you just work out, there are times, and I'm pretty sure it happens with us. We just want a certain machine.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
Yeah,
But
no,
there
you do.
are times where it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie, I'm trying to get that. So you have those moments. And that's why I say that's where the trainer part of us kind of clicks in to where it's like, we a trainer and we like, son.
I know.
This-
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? This, like,
Yeah.
There's a way, like, yo, you know you could do this though, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
you could do
yeah.
like,
But you're
yo,
standing there quiet.
yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know
just
what?
wait
You,
your
you
turn.
need training. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes.
Like,
Or-
it gets to that point. Like,
Or a motherfucker ask you how many sets you got left. You say, "Yo, I got 1 left." They get on the machine. Let's say you get on the machine in the vicinity. You watch them. They do 1 set and then they get off. That
Oh.
shit drives me. Yo,
It drives you crazy.
this is that type of environment.
yeah.
But that's that type of gym.
And
though,
that's
too.
the shit that gets on my nerves because now I rush me doing the 1 set so y'all could do whatever it is that you wanted to do. For you to turn around and do 1
But
set,
for you to do some bullshit.
yeah. And then I'm like, you ain't even do nothing. Yo, I
Yeah.
joined a new gym.
That is
I
upsetting.
can't wait. I'm excited.
That is
sorry.
upsetting. Like, so I don't know. Yeah, shout out to the new gym stuff. I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna continue to go to different gyms.
The new gym. Ain't nothing wrong
Yeah,
with that.
So
But I'm
I,
gonna tell you,
I'm at a point
We've been
like,
the touring, the gyms.
it's beautiful.
What we did 5?
wait, I think we did
That's
5 different
that's
gyms.
sexy. I'm not knocking
Yeah.
it.
1 bad one out of 5.
Yeah,
I'm not-
I ain't gonna
I'm
lie, we
not-
had 1 bad gym out of 5. We're not gonna say what the gym
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
and it was like a spinoff. It wasn't even the main.
It was a sequel.
Yeah, it was a spinoff.
One thing, because you got a new environment, new faces, new motivation. It's just it feels good.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm at the point where it's like, all right, like when they had the universal membership before pandemic. Listen,
Yeah.
I was going to every gym.
So now, okay, let me ask you this, right? Because I know it's, and I'm not trying to throw age in there, or whatever the case is, but obviously, all right, both of you guys are older than I am, right?
Right.
So y'all both were at
You
my.
just do it in.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
I need the context. You know, I feel
All
like
right,
the
all right,
context
all
is
right.
needed, right? So you old ass, fuck out of here. So I feel like you guys already been in that phase, but at the same time,
Yeah.
think about when the last time you worked out with somebody that got it in like you,
Facts. Today.
and you went to not your gym but somewhere else.
Yeah, today.
You understand what I'm saying? So to me, you
Today.
get what I'm saying? So to me, that's how I look at it. So like shout out, and it's not saying not shout out to you, but shout out
yeah.
shout out to O
Don't
because
shout
like,
him out. Fuck him.
but like shout out to O because like for me on my end, I look at it like regardless, like there was one gym that I went to already like without him. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But I
right.
told him like, yo, bro, you're gonna love this, which he did.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, in you guys' position, it's like I'm kind of trying to revamp that life for y'all.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Where it's like, yo, I be saying like, yo, Kev, pull up.
Yo.
Yo, we going here, this, that, and third. And I'm saying it for a reason because it's like, once again, I know we get it in.
Yeah.
I know we work out, but we need to go do that over there. And then at the same time, I'm always thinking business first too. Like it's a networking spot. So at the end of the day, like you still a trainer, you get what I'm saying? We still do a podcast and stuff like that. Like we connect with people.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if we know what we talking about, like a lot of the shit that you say, a lot of other trainers don't know. And right now, once again, health and wellness is trending.
Yeah, it's on the rise.
So how many people, I ain't gonna say no names, but how many trainers you work with? I said everybody name. But how many trainers we done been around, you get what I'm saying, where they don't know what the fuck they doing.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And I'm saying that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
It's a
I'll
lot.
say that. I don't care if they don't say it. I'm saying that.
It's a lot.
Motherfuckers don't know what they doing. And I see that shit sometimes and it's just like, yo, like, why you
It's
doing that?
frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's really upsetting. Like, why you doing that for real?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, go fucking do something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's just like, yo, like, you're staining the
Industry.
industry.
Yeah, that's real.
But
that's real
it's
talk.
because anybody can read a book. No,
Yeah.
I take
And
it back.
memorize.
Put it
I
like
take
this. No,
back. I take it
no.
back. I take
Because
it back. I take it
passing the
back.
test is easier now.
Yeah, anybody can look the answers up on Google.
Yes.
Anyone can pass the test and say they can do something. But if it's show and tell,
Yeah.
Yes.
callback.
Yeah.
It's show and tell.
Yeah.
So if you go and show up to do something, to do a job, is lying on your resume, saying that you can do something, you can fuck somebody up
Yeah.
and seriously hurt them. But we are in an environment where we adapt. We've adapted.
Yeah.
We are adapting.
Yeah.
Like it's all in every sense of every word.
Hence the reason I say, yo, continue going to these gyms.
Yeah.
Like, and these are sometimes gyms that he hasn't been to or
Yeah.
you haven't been to.
We
You know?
traveling across
and
the
I
state.
haven't been to. Like, yo, let's go. Let's do it. Like, let's show them what the fuck we
The
doing.
last gym that we went to was in Jersey. When I tell
nice.
you, when we
was
stepped in
sexy.
there, and he's trying to sell it to me.
like,
Because the last one that we went to was ass.
was dirt. The
Was
spinoff
ass.
was dirt.
So he's trying to sell it to me. I'm like, I'm down regardless. Fuck it. I'm off. Let's go do something. I don't leave the house anyway. So we go out. We go to the gym, and I'm just like, you know that John Travolta meme where he's just holding the.
and I'm dragging. I'm like, yo,
Like-
you want to walk in first? You want me to
Yeah,
walk in?
yeah. Like I'm like, no, you walk in first because I don't want to look stupid. So but yo, you go in there, everybody's like we was talking about it when we left. Everybody's cool. Everybody's having a good time. Everybody's working out. Nobody's on their phone.
Like,
Nobody's recording
putting in
nothing.
work.
Everybody's just putting in work. And it's a community
And
because
they
everybody
all-
knows each other
And they
there.
all ripped up.
But I'm
And
standing
they
there.
all nice.
I'm sitting on the bench. I'm on the bench press just watching people. I'm people watching. I'm just like, wow.
They probably like, why he ain't working out?
Yeah.
He don't belong. Like, type shit.
I'm the odd man out.
You outgrew the other gym, so that's good for you to go to the other gyms.
I had to, bro. When I
Plus
tell
you
you,
drive.
I walked out of the
Hell
gym
yeah.
that day, bro, and I told Aaron, "Yo, I'm pissed
Felt
off, bro.
good.
I'm out of here."
Yeah, you felt good.
Yeah, I'm out
You
here.
outgrew that gym. That gym is not for you.
Nah,
Yeah, it's
and
not.
it gets worse as time goes on. I've been there 5 years, bro.
Yeah, you outgrew that gym. That's a basic in and out gym.
Yeah.
And then for me, not to put, I'm just gonna use me as an example. So like I do a lot of stuff in the afternoon, whether it's studying for more courses, taking more degrees, whatever the case may be. When I finish, I don't want to go to another gym.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you like being home. I want to go home. And
Yeah.
like you said, you put up the post. Sometimes being an adult, just staying home enjoying rent.
Yeah,
I want
real shit,
to
yo.
just kick my foot
Real
up.
shit,
And
just-
next thing you know, I'll be on some old man time for real. I'll be
Nah.
sitting there. Next thing you know, I'm like, oh shit.
I do that now.
But
I
you
wake
know
up
what?
like, oh my God.
Kev,
I
I'm
gotta
not
get ready
gonna lie
for
to
tomorrow.
you. The way that we moving when it comes to visiting these gyms and doing
I'm
it,
telling you.
like it's an eye-opening experience, and it's what made me switch today. Because we went to that gym, we talked about it on the way home, and we was like, "Fuck, we got to go back to this place." And literally the
Yo,
next
I go back to the gym like,
the next fucking day, because I had the best pump I had since we went to one of the other
Other
gyms.
gyms.
Like I worked 6 back machines in a row.
You obsessed.
I used every last one of them.
You burnt out.
Don't even know what this one does, but I'm. I don't care, bro.
I don't care. Yeah.
But it's just it feels good to be in that environment.
different environment,
So
yeah.
when we come back, I had a bad week.
But going to the gym?
Yeah, we went on a Friday. I go to the gym on Saturday, do arms, no problem, cool. I take Sunday off. Monday was when the leg shit happened. Tuesday, I'm recovering, but I'm like, I don't want to be here. Wednesday, I don't want to be here. Thursday is when I catch the fucking knot in my back.
That's a sign for you.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
At that point, that's a sign.
yo, I
out, you
have
know?
to get out of here.
Yeah, that's the sign because a lot of those things, those things start happening, that's just like a thing to say you gotta go, man.
You gotta, yeah.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
I snapped the cable machine.
You got.
Yo, you remember that shit?
Yeah,
right?
No,
that's
listen,
not the
no,
cable
listen.
machine.
Now you.
Why
that's
everybody
that's
was
too
watching
much.
me?
That's a thing. That's a
Yo,
saying.
he hit his ass so hard.
Bro, I
don't mean to laugh, but
I
the way
swore, I
full
swore
rack.
his tailbone broke.
full
my God.
rack. Full rack. I pull it, it snaps, I go flying backwards. They watching me. The one time that, I did like 3 sets already, nobody was around. We was having a whole conversation. I said, all right, I'm about to finish this last set. They just happened to stay there. And as soon as I pull it, it snaps.
Yo,
Next time that ever happens, I'm gonna give you some professional advice. Lay down, don't move, close your eyes. They give you something, mommy.
There's no cameras up there.
It don't matter. They got witnesses.
Plausible deniability. There's no cameras. Trust me.
all right, guys. Look, all right, let's take a moment real quick. Right, segment, speak up. Right, in reference to anything we just talked about, stretching, injury, recovery, 405.
I've got 2 things I want to say.
What you want to say?
To you, be conscious of the coincidences that happen in life. There's a book called A Celestine Prophecy. Those coincidences that's happening for you, just telling you to go to another gym. And I'm happy that you found another spot that
Thank
you
you.
could go to
Thank you.
and just and grow there. I'm happy for that.
Thank you.
And as far as for the stretch and the recovery, foam roll first,
Okay.
always, then stretch.
Okay.
Foam roll first,
Then
then
stretch.
stretch. That's a law.
Yeah.
Not stretch and foam roll. Foam roll first, loosen up the fascial tissue,
Yeah.
then stretch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say, just be aware and be conscious. Be aware and be conscious is it's a lot out there. It's a lot going on out there, and it's hard to navigate. But when and if you find someone that knows what they're talking about, know what they're doing, when it comes to resting, recovery, it's a lot of information out there. It's as easy as now we're in the Google era where everything is on AI. Google is AI now.
Yeah.
You Google something, the AI pops up first.
First, yeah.
So there's information out there for you to be had. You don't have to necessarily seek a professional unless it's something that you don't understand and you need more in-depth, conversation or explanation. But just be aware. It's fitness is going nowhere. It is on the rise, but it's on the rise with a bunch of people who don't care about your actual fitness.
That's true.
If that makes any sense.
Yo.
Yeah, it's true.
It's on the rise for people to make money.
Yeah.
Making money is great, but when it comes to
care, my
self, you're paying the money.
Yeah. Care. You should care first before
Yeah. Be aware, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn. I can't. Okay. So now I can't top that. All right.
Yeah, I've been practicing. I had a lot of time off.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This nigga. Yo. I'll simply leave it at the same way you would eat uncontrollably,
Yeah.
drink uncontrollably, fuck uncontrollably, rest uncontrollably.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to do. It's hard to
Yeah,
do.
it's very hard. And yo, even for myself, like
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even remember the last time I took a week off. I'm be real. But yeah,
Only
like,
on vacation.
You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be a reason where I'm just super just not in that, but it is definitely essential. But I will give myself the credit of I do the stretching and everything like that. I make sure that's always there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll leave it at that. So it's been another episode, guys.
Hold on.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead. What up?
Don't forget, we got to talk about the body types. I just remember.
Okay, we could, yeah, we
Yeah,
gonna do
we
that.
gotta hit that.
We gonna do that. Okay, yeah. Welcome back.
Yeah.
You know. All right, bet.
I'm here now.
So, speak up, speak loud, or don't speak at all. Speaks and sip. We out.